The White House has condemned a Saudi-led coalition airstrike that local health officials say killed at least 155 people at a funeral home in Yemen's capital. The U.S. has been supporting the Saudis in Yemen, where thousands of civilians have died in 18 months of civil war, much of them at the hands of the Saudi-led coalition, according to human rights monitors on the ground. This latest attack did not get as much media and political attention as the situation in Aleppo. However, it has forced some atypical statements from the White House, which is evaluating its highly criticized cooperation with Saudi Arabia. RT's AIRSTRIKE reports.
More than 140 dead, including a finance manager for International Red Cross, Ibrahim Abu Taleb, and almost 600 injured. And this is not Syria. On Saturday morning, a funeral hall in Yemen's capital, Sana'a, packed with thousands of mourners, was hit with a Saudi airstrike, one of the deadliest attacks in the country's civil war, adding to at least 10,000 deaths since its inception in March 2015.
Today at noon, the U.S.-Saudi aggression has committed a heinous crime in the ballroom in Sana'a. We in the Ministry of Public Health and the population condemn this inhumane crime, which exceeds all humanitarian, international, and Islamic traditions. We hold the international community and United Nations organizations responsible for the continuation of these crimes against the Yemeni land and its people.
Considering how politicians and pundits alike have been commenting on the Syrian quagmire as of late, you'd expect a major outcry, serious condemnation, and maybe a call to investigate war crimes after this latest attack by the US-backed Riyadh. But there has barely been any. It has received some media coverage, unlike many similar attacks in the past, but the massacre did not get a single mention during Sunday night's presidential debate. The White House did react through the National Security Council spokesman Ned Simon, who said, "We are deeply disturbed by reports of the airstrike on a funeral hall in Yemen, which, if confirmed, would continue the troubling series of attacks striking Yemeni civilians. U.S. security cooperation with Saudi Arabia is not a blank check." Well, of course it's not a blank check. It has 10-digit numbers on it. Earlier this year, amid human rights monitors lambasting the United States for backing Saudi's onslaught in Yemen and speculated diplomatic rift between Washington and Riyadh, the Pentagon still approved further $1.15 billion sale of weaponry to the kingdom, adding to $20 billion worth of war toys sold to the Gulf state since it entered the war in Yemen. The Gulf state, according to quotes by Reuters, actually denied carrying out Saturday's strike and insisted its Air Force had clear instructions to avoid such targets. But if you think that the carnage in Sana'a might pave way to reconsideration of ties with Saudi Arabia and Washington, think again. In an unexpected and unprecedented twist, a U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyer stationed off the coast of Yemen came under fire on Sunday, reportedly from the areas controlled by the Houthi rebels. The two missiles never hit the target, falling harmlessly into the sea, and the rebels' military official denied on Monday that they were seeking to attack the ship. However, this is the first such instance when a U.S. vessel came under fire in that region. And if such continue, it's hard to expect Washington backing down from supporting Riyadh. Meanwhile, the humanitarian crisis is deepening in Yemen, with more than half of its 28 million population already being short of food. Alexei Rashevsky, RT, reporting from Washington, D.C.